Hey everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's daily live stream of the market open. So just before we start this, the markets are about to open in 3 minutes. We are having a massive thunderstorm, lightning as well. So there's probably going to be, we've already had 2 power outages here. So definitely take that into account when using your risk management, as I may lose connection at some point abruptly, considering I have lost it twice already. You may hear some loud thunder crackling in the background. So just be aware of that. Things on the radar right now, markets are gapping down. The markets did not like the non-farm payrolls number, the ADP number this morning. Basically, it could be showing initial stages of weakness in the labor market. So yields collapsed, the dollar collapsed, but now the dollar's creating a nice little bid and spike off of the lows, which is going to put additional pressure on this market. So the S&P is gapping down, but look at this dollar reversal. We could see the low in the dollar, and the spiders will be gapping down. Let me just erase some of that. Basically, just be aware we did trigger this M top. The downside target takes you to about, let me just see here on the chart, takes you to about this 406 level. So there clearly is more downside, and we'll have to really reassess. But basically, there's a secondary big level that I'm watching for a bigger M top pattern that triggers. If you break this neckline here, this pattern takes you down to this gap fill around 403, pierce of 404 basically. So I'm keeping an eye on a couple stocks here. AI for a long. I do like AI for a scalp long. The level's going to be around, let me just erase all of that. The level's probably going to be around a pierce of 23. We're trading at 24, so it has to go a little bit lower than where we're currently trading at. And then I am looking at, obviously natural gas is pumping, so that's good to see for our longs. I am looking at a short trade on RACE. I just want to see the volume come in the morning, but I am looking at a short trade on RACE. It's Ferrari. All right, markets are opening. Markets are open here. Massive gap down in the markets. Nvidia's under a lot of pressure today. RACE on the radar. Spiders are catching a little bit of a bid here initially off of the lows. We'll see how long that lasts. Just scrolling through some charts here. XOM had a big push up. Microsoft's under some pressure. We'll see if the markets have any buy the dippers come in. The dollar taking a little bit of a breather. So the spiders are definitely, Nvidia's bouncing, AI's had a little bit of a bounce, coins had a bounce as well, Tesla's having a big push off the lows, Nvidia's having a pretty big bounce. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta's doing well. Spiders are catching a good bid here. Apple's down, AMD's down, Bank of America's down. AI is still off of our level, but I'm interested in that. XOM's getting a big push. XOM is getting a big push along with Microsoft. Apple's still really weak. Tesla's still really weak. There is a level on Tesla. Tesla long at, let me just isolate down a level here. Spiders getting a big boost here though. I like Tesla at a pierce of 189. Pierce of 189. It is catching a pretty big bounce off of the lows right now along with the S&P. Everything is catching a market bounce. Oil's starting to come down. AI still on the radar for a long trade. It's around the pierce of 23 level, so keep that on the radar. I am watching AI. It's down another 5.2% today. Schwab is getting hit. Amazon's negative. Google's remaining positive. RACE, that one's pulled off the highs. It didn't quite hit my level. I did have a short level at 274 with that green line there, but I wanted it a little bit higher. did want it a little bit higher. Wow, a heavy reversal on Palantir. Meta's acting well. Dollar's taking a little bit of a breather, so the markets are trying to push up. Nvidia's catching a nice bounce. XOM's pulling off the highs. Microsoft's trying to go positive. Tesla's creeping lower again. Markets are still bouncing here. Wow, home builders are getting a big surge like Lennar, KB. So tech is under a little bit of pressure today. Bitcoin's rolling over. IWM's trading near the lows. So markets are under pressure again. Tesla's still on watch. AI still on watch. Spiders are now trickling lower. XOM's really pulled back. Gold is starting to come in, which could be an indication the dollar's trying to pop. Tesla's falling sharply here, so keep Tesla on the radar. Keep Tesla on the radar. I do like Tesla for a long trade, but it's not at the level yet. Tesla's looking very weak, so I may just wait a little bit more, see if we can get some more downside, because it did consolidate over that one initial support. Markets are starting to get some more sell side pressure. So spiders are starting to come down. I'm still keeping my eye on Tesla here, guys. Keep your eye on Tesla. Alright, Tesla's hitting that first level of support. Let it pierce though. Let it pierce. Alright, I'm picking up some Tesla here. I got filled at 188.69. 188.69. Long Tesla. 1/6 position. This is high risk. 188.69. It's piercing that level now. So we're getting a bounce off of that level. 188.69. It's just a 1/6. It is piercing that level now. The next add level will be one pierce of 188. Pierce of 188. Probably around 187.88. So Tesla's still fighting here. WEC. Nvidia's under pressure still. So basically we're going to go about $1 lower on Tesla. Nvidia's coming back down. Alright, Tesla's getting a small bounce here. We're going to look for about 50 cents or more. Spiders are trying to bounce here as well. Alright, Tesla's bouncing nicely. Tesla is bouncing. Come on, a little bit more. Spiders are acting weak though. Still long Tesla. Holding that. I want a little bit more. Alright guys, I'm exiting Tesla here. 189.16, 189.16. Boom, first winner in the books. 189.16. Nice little trade there. Alright, exited Tesla. So basically, I don't even know off the top of my head what that is. It's a small little gain in our pocket. It's about a 51 cent gain, so hit our target perfectly. Alright, let's go back to the drawing board here. Spiders are breaking down. Let's see if we can see anything else. The dollar's catching a bid. I do like Tesla a little bit lower again. We can play that again, but we need to see it head lower. So the big level now that I'm looking for Tesla, if we can get a flush down to 186.50, obviously pattern pending and market pending. If we see the markets really start to deteriorate and the dollar creep up, then that's not going to, we're going to have to reassess on the fly. Netflix is getting hammered as well. Meta's still holding up. Google was positive, but it's coming in and giving up most of those gains. AMD's still weak. Tesla's still weak. Alright, dollar's starting to creep up here, guys, so just be mindful that the dollar is starting to creep up. Microsoft's acting weak as well. Tesla's coming back down. Nvidia's breaking much lower here. So these markets are definitely seeing some weakness. AI is still on the radar for a long trade, but we have to wait a little bit more. That got a nice bounce out of the gates. I know a couple members took a hold of that trade, so good job on that win. Good job if you took AI. Didn't hit my level, but it was a pretty good level. Nice big bounce. AMD's still lagging. Nice big bounce back on Tesla. Markets are trying to get a little bit of a bounce here. Meta's bouncing extremely well. Tesla's big bounce. Nvidia's trying to bounce as well. Bitcoin is exceptionally weak. Had a nice little spike and now it's rolling over. Wow, McDonald's is a powerhouse stock. Look at this sort of long. I'm going to do a volume check on this particular stock. Only 381, eh? That's pretty light. So I'm still interested in going long Tesla again. If it comes back down, markets are seeing another wave of selling in the tech space. Microsoft's challenging the lows. Russell's catching a bounce, so small caps are seeing some money flow. Big reversal on XOM. AMD's at the lows. We're seeing a lot of money rotating back into like some of the communication stocks like T-Mobile. Spiders are under some pressure again. Nvidia new lows. AMD, so semis are really under pressure. Guys, I'm interested in shorting McDonald's. If McDonald's hits 285, we will short McDonald's, okay? 285, we will short McDonald's. So keep MCD on your radar. Let's see if we can get a push up to 285. Spiders are rolling over now. Spiders are rolling over. Tech is under a lot of pressure. Tesla's coming back down. So Tesla, keep Tesla on the radar because I do like that one still again. Played it once. We can play it again. It's catching a bounce though. Let me just remove all this stuff. Spiders are catching a small bounce. Tesla's bouncing, had a nice big bounce. Markets are bouncing. Still looking at AI. I like around that 23 Pierce level. Spiders are getting a big bid here. Spiders are still hanging in there. Let's take a look at the UVXY. That's coming in. Still positive, but it is coming in. Gold is coming in sharp right now. Gold is coming in sharp, which is probably indicating that a bounce in the dollar is in the near term. Look at that rollover in gold. Let's take a look at GDX. GDX also gapping up, coming in. So we're still seeing weakness in tech. Nvidia's at the lows, AMD's at the lows. Meta's rolling over. Spiders are catching a big bounce here. Alright, AI is coming back down. So I do like AI for a long trade. It's not there yet, but it's getting close. Apple's testing the lows. Nvidia's still testing the lows. So clear weakness in tech today. Definite weakness in tech. Alright, AI is coming in, guys. Pierce of 23 on AI, I do like. Apple's extremely weak. Tesla's also coming back down again. So keep Tesla on the radar as well. Nvidia's at the lows. Nvidia's now down 2.97%. Finally looks like it's being knocked off of its perch. I don't mind that at all. Home Depot's having a big rollover. Nice job on shorting that stock. So really the money flow is being very defensive today. If Tesla can pierce the 187.50 area, I will be interested in a long again. It's not there yet, but keep it on the radar. So clearly the weakness today is in tech. You did trigger that hourly M-top pattern, which we discussed with our members last night. Dollar's trying to pop a little bit. So the ISM non-manufacturing comes out in 9 minutes. At 10 or 10 minutes, 10 a.m. So that's going to be a market moving event. ISM non-manufacturing PMI. The data has been extremely weak. Will it continue to be weak? That's the big question. So stocks like Baidu are getting slaughtered today. China stocks are under a lot of pressure. Alright, keep Tesla on the radar and AI. They are coming back down. Tesla's almost at the next level that I like to buy. Nvidia is very weak. Spiders are still trying to hang in there. Nat Gas is still holding up well. JP Morgan's holding up well. The dollar's trying to put in a little bit of a bullish consolidation pattern. Alright, Tesla's coming lower now. TSLA. Alright, keep Tesla on the radar, guys. Keep Tesla on the radar again. We'll look to buy Tesla once it hits around 187.17, give or take. AI is also very close. Spider's big push. Spider's making a big push, so Tesla's getting a bounce. AI will likely get a bounce. spiders are going for that gap fill. That'll actually be good if it can fill it up here, and then we'll see if it starts to roll over. So they are still negative, but they're trying to go to the positive side. A lot of it's being led by Microsoft. Microsoft is surging higher. So it's a good pop in the markets right now. AI is still coming down. So Qs are getting a little bit of a bounce here. So keep AI coming up. Cloud stocks are under pressure. The IGV ETF is down, but it's still putting in potential inside bar consolidation. Interesting to see Oracle really surging, continuing to surge. I actually do have a short level on Oracle. Basically, if it challenges the highs again, actually keep that on the radar. Guys, we're going to short Oracle as well. If Oracle can push up and pierce this high, we'll short it. But AI, we're going to go long. That's dangerous because it's ahead of the ISM data. So that's in 5 minutes, but I still like the level on AI. Keep that on the radar. So AI is still coming down. Let it pierce that 23 level. You're seeing some strength come in the dollar again. ISM could change that in a heartbeat. AMD, Nvidia are catching a bid. They're trying to bounce it a little bit here before. Spiders never officially filled that gap. Oracle's pushing up. AI is still under pressure. ISM data is out in 3 minutes. 3 minutes to showtime. Nat gas is starting to weaken up. Alibaba's catching a nice bounce off the lows. Dixie's still putting in bullish consolidation. Oracle's pushing up. No bounce yet on AI. Nvidia is catching a bounce off of the lows. AI is catching a small bounce. Spiders look like they want to fill that gap. You do have buy the dip coming in. aggressively right now. Healthcare is leading the way higher too. Definitely seeing money flowing going into the defensive sectors. Still interested in AI. Still interested in Tesla. Needs to go lower though. Alright, ISM's coming out in 50 seconds, guys. 50 seconds. Be ready. We're looking at a short on Oracle. We're looking at a long on AI. We're looking at a long on Tesla. Hopefully they can flush AI down. AI's hitting that 23 level now. I still want it a bit lower. Let it fall a little bit. That data is going to be very interesting here. AI, of course, is coming up to our level right ahead of that data in 20 seconds. AI is almost at that level. It's hitting a big gap. Alright, I just went long AI. 2777. 2777. Oh, markets are starting to roll over a little bit. They're not liking that data. But we are long AI, 2777, 1/6 position. 2777. We'll see if it goes a little bit lower. Spiders catching bid. The dollar dropped significantly. That was the ISM data that caused a huge market pop. Next ad level on AI is about 2230. 2230. Spiders are pushing up. So the ISM data came in weaker than expected, collapsed the dollar, collapsed yields. But again, is the market going to price in this as bad news? That's the question. AI is catching a nice little bid here. We're in the money basically, or flat on the trade. Dollar's dropping fast, very, very fast here. There's another technical level on AI at 2248. It's a 50% retrace of its full up move. We went long pretty much at the gap fill. Spiders are under a lot of pressure though. A lot of pressure here. AI is getting a nice little bid here. So I'm looking for about 25 to 40 cents on AI. AI is forming a little bit of a bottoming tail here on the 10-minute chart. Tesla's coming down, markets are coming down. Come on, AI, push up. Markets are looking weak now. Markets are looking weak. Even with the dollar dropping and yields dropping even more, making a new intraday low, they're still so weak right now. Big volume coming in on the spiders off of that ISM data. A lot of funds were paying attention to that, clearly. Spiders are coming down. Actually, you know what? So our next ad level will be 2240 on AI. 2240, but the spiders are looking very weak, vulnerable. IWM's at the lows. Nat gas coming down, oil's coming down. AI is still fighting this area, but it's going to be difficult with a weak market because the spiders are breaking down right now. Spiders are breaking down. The only good thing is that AI is more oversold in the last 2 days than the actual market itself. So I'm still optimistic. The fact that the spiders are making new lows and AI is still trying to hold here is a short-term positive. It's a very small positive. But it's very difficult for it to get up there with a weak market. Qs are at the lows. Qs are at the lows. Spiders are testing the lows. AI is now down 8.78%. AI is starting to creep up, guys. Big bounce coming in this, little bounce coming in the spiders. Apple's still acting very, very poorly. Spiders are catching a bounce. This should help our AI. Come on, push up AI. Bitcoin may have another reversal candle. All right, AI is coming back down now. AI is losing some ground here. 2240 is approaching very quick here. It's hitting a massive fib level right now, which it just missed by a penny. Might still come back down because the spiders and the Qs and the Russell are all falling lower. New lows. New lows on the IWM, new lows on the Qs. Only have a 1/6 position on AI. Dollars caught a huge bid off of the lows. Huge bid. So now you're seeing a flight to safety in the dollar. And that's what we've been trying to preach. Spiders are breaking a key support. Big breakdown coming in the spiders. Apple, Nvidia, Tesla all testing the lows. AMD making a new low. Russell's getting smoked. Oil's getting smoked. Nat gas is still holding up some positive gains. It's up 3%. That's great to see. Qs are coming down hard here, guys. Qs are coming down. Apple's down. 0.79. Amazon's down. AI is still holding up in this level. After 2240, we'll look at 2210. Basically about 30 cents lower. Interesting, Ethereum may have a 10-minute topping tail. Or a daily topping tail forming, sorry, Ethereum. Spiders are still trickling lower, guys. All right, 2240 just hit. 2240 just hit on AI. So I got filled at 2240. It's a 2-6 position. That's a 2-6 position. I'll let you know my average here in a second. My average now is sitting at 2257. 22.57. Spiders are catching a small bounce here. AI still acting very, very weak. Next eye level would be around 22.10. 22.10. Apple's seeing more downside. AI new lows. Spiders are under a lot of pressure. Big reversal in the Dixie. Big weakness in AI. Still coming down. Markets are trying to get a little bit of a bounce, but they're all just being met with sellers right now. AI is still trying to fade. Dollar's making a new little intraday high. Gold's making a new low. So is AI, so is Apple. So is the Russell. Qs are trying to fight here. Alright, AI just hit the next level, 22.10. 22.10, I just got filled at 22.10. So my average now on AI is 22.41. Spiders are testing the lows. Russell's falling sharply here. So we have a 3-6 position on AI. 3-6 position. Next ad level is 21.80. Markets are looking very, very tired and weak though. AI is now down 11% after a whopping 25% decline yesterday. It's trying to have a little bit of a bounce here, but it's still so weak with this market. But if the market catches any sort of a bid, AI should benefit. New lows on AI. Spiders are still under a lot of pressure as well. The spiders are breaking this key neckline here, so we have to be wary of that. This is a big, big M-top pattern that is on the verge of triggering. So I think market makers maybe give it one little facelift before taking it lower. AI is still trending lower here. 2180 is the next level. It's coming down. Markets are getting a little bit of a bounce here. Maybe AI can bounce here. It's still coming down though. It almost hit the next ad level there on AI. It almost hit the next ad level. Spiders are still so weak right here. Spiders are trying to bounce here. Did not get filled yet at 2180. I'll let you know if I do. It's now down 12.4%. Liquidation is clearly happening on AI. Tesla's down 2.47. It's trying to hold up, maybe putting in bearish consolidation. Heavy volume on AI today, 14.2 million shares. It's a decent chunk of volume. Alright, we're starting to get a small bounce here. Ever so small. Wow, so they did give me a partial fill on that 2180. I just realized now they gave me a partial fill, and it brought my average down to 2237. Wasn't a full fill on that 2180 level. Partial. It was, they filled me. I don't even know how many they filled me here. Let's just see. They filled me 100 shares at that 2180 level. They filled me 100 shares at that 2180 level. Alright, AI is trying to bounce here. See if we can get a little bit more follow through. See if AI can push up. Markets are still very weak right now. AI is trying to fight back though. It is trying to fight back. Considering I got a partial fill here, likely means that this is a good level. So we may have a 10-minute bottoming tail in AI, but it's still a lot of Russell's at the lows. Oil's falling sharply here. We got crude oil inventories coming out at in 11 minutes. AI is still down 11%, double digits, clearly underperforming the market. Bitcoin still under pressure. So AI's bouncing up, guys. AI's bouncing up. I'm looking for about 15 to 30 cents on this trade per share. Because the market is so weak, I don't want to be greedy. Let's see if we can get a little bit more though. In 50 seconds, if it holds here, we have a 10-minute bottoming tail. But it's very, very weak, the markets right now. Apple's holding up, Nvidia's coming down, Tesla's coming down. I am interested in Tesla long as well. Lots of action. Basically, the next level on Tesla's around 185.54. A long on Tesla, 185.54. Alright, AI's trying. Let's see if we can get one more little push up here. Basically almost back to the flat side. Come on, AI. 7 seconds and we do have a bottoming tail. Alright, we're back to the flat on the trade. AI's pushing up. One more little push. Come on. We need a little market push here to get us back up. You did get a 10-minute bottoming tail on volume, which is good to see. Spiders are catching a little bit of a bid here. Tesla's jumping. Apple's trying to jump a little bit. You typically do get retraces of AI, but considering it's so oversold in the smaller term time frames, the 10-minute, hourly, 4-hour, we'll see if we get a clean pop. But you do typically get retraces. I do like that this is a bullish engulfing on the 5-minute. Doesn't mean you can't take it out and retrace it. Market makers love to retrace the price action. Spiders are still ever so weak. It's retracing that tail now. If you didn't get filled at 2180, you could still pick up more there. At least we know there's buyers stepping up to the plate. But it's just melting right now. So you've got more than a 50% retrace on AI. Gold's still weak. Dollar's still putting in bullish consolidation. Tesla's still weak. AMD's near the lows. We're seeing AI still trying to bounce. The S&P's bouncing as well. So this should help our trade. Should help our trade. China stocks are getting slaughtered. We're now in the money back on our Baidu trade. That's great to see. Just like that, within 2 days, a lot of our positions turn green. And we haven't really even made a big move down in the S&P. Definitely buyers coming in here on AI. This is what we want to see. They're potentially putting in a 20-minute bottoming tail. There's also maybe a 30-minute that could be forming. It's still too early. It's 6.5 minutes. Spiders catching a big bid here. This should help us. Dollar's softening slightly. It's approaching that 10:23 time frame. Let's see what type of price action we get. Come on, AI. It wants to push up. It's looking like it does want to. As long as the markets hold up here for a few minutes, we should get a push through. AI is trying. Volume's heavy. Volume's heavy. Spiders are trying to push up. Q's, Russell, they're also trying to push up. Apple's pushing up. Tesla's had a magnificent bounce off the lows. It's a really good bounce on Tesla. Over $1 bounce. Spiders are still trying to hold that level. You're approaching a key level now in the SP. Why? Spiders, big push. Come on, AI. Why aren't you reacting? Coinbase is testing the 200. I wish I got that full fill on AI. We would have been nicely in the money at that 2180 level. Alright, AI is trying to push with the market here. Gold is seeing some pressure again. AI is still very oversold now. It's been oversold on the 10-minute chart for basically about 50 minutes, coming up on an hour of oversold intraday action. So that's what we like to look for as day traders, scalpers. Dollar's trying to catch a bid now. The markets are fading a little bit here. Dollar's creeping back up, so that's not going to help our AI. Definitely won't. Microsoft's putting in a little bit of bearish consolidation on the intraday chart. So is Apple, so is Nvidia. So are the spiders on the hourly chart. Very tough market today. We only have one winner in the pocket off that initial Tesla trade. AI, we're out of the money. Waiting on that. First Solar has had a nice decline. Spiders are still trying to fight here. SoFi's down. Google went negative after being positive. Go figure. AMC's up. Schwab's down. That's a weak bank. Tesla's getting some heavy sell side pressure again. VIX is starting to creep back up. First Solar's getting demolished again today, so that's down 2.5%. Go figure. McDonald's is still holding up. We have crude inventories coming up. Spiders getting rejected hard. That is definitely a bad rejection. Alright, so AI filled me there. That's obviously, I got filled at 2175. 2175. Basically brings me down to 22.21 average, 22.21. Next ad level is approaching at 21.50. So we have a 4-6 position. Spiders are getting rejected though. So this is what makes it tough to go long in this market. It's because the spiders are getting rejected. Coins rolling over sharply. That bottoming tail is still intact. You need a 10-minute close below it to negate it. It's in 30 seconds. We'll find out if it negates it. But with the weakness in the spiders, it might be difficult for AI to hold that. So I might let it pierce this 21.50 level. Might let it pierce it. I'm still interested in picking some up. It's definitely a lot more oversold than the market. I don't mind having some long exposure in case we do get a big bounce. So that bottoming tail in AI has been negated. That's not good at this point in time. Crude oil inventories, actual 3.73 million. So definitely a little bit higher than the market anticipated. Oil hasn't really reacted in any sort of way. Alright, AI is trying to bounce here now. Bounce coming in the spiders. So AI is trying to bounce again. Nvidia new lows. Apple's testing the lows. So the RSI, intraday RSI on AI is starting to curl up a little bit. So it's still very oversold, but it's a short-term positive here. Spiders are catching a big bounce here. So because we bounced here, I'm going to move my order down slightly to 21.45. Markets are still very, very weak right now. Apple's testing the lows again. Wow. And AI just can't really hold much of the gains. It just keeps getting sold into here. The only thing really that could save us is if the volume starts to lighten up. Wow. AMD new low, Apple's testing the low again. So that 21.50, that's pretty much where it tagged. It would have been a good entry to add there. But it might come down. These markets are weak, 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 weak. 21.45. Apple just made a new low. AI is coming back down. All right, I got filled at 21.40. My average now is 22.01. $22.01 average. Sixth position. Sixth position. Dollars at the highs of the session. Apples at the lows. Next ad level will be 21.15. Gold is seeing a big reversal. The dollar's ripping. So AI is still trying to fight here, but it's very, very weak. Very, very weak. There's AI. AI is getting a nice big bounce. Let's see if we can get another big bounce. It's trying to, though. That was a fast move there. Let's see if we can get another quick little pop-up here on AI. That was so fast. We went break even, jeez, and then it ripped right back down. Let's see if we can get one more push up here. Markets are still weak. Apple's still selling. S&P's weak. Russell's catching a bounce, but the Qs are at the lows. So now you're starting to see a rotation out of the mega caps into the small caps. But it's definitely difficult for these markets to hold up with mega caps getting crushed. Still a lot of sell side pressure here on AI. I don't like how the fact that it had a huge pop and was sold into right away. That's not what we want to see. Spiders are coming down again. Apple's also coming down. Nvidia new lows. Tesla's holding up. Microsoft new lows. Coinbase is piercing the 200 daily moving average. Qs are still bleeding lower. Coins at the lows. Apple's still trickling lower. Spiders are also still trickling. Qs are under a lot of pressure today. The Qs have had now basically 20, 40, 60, 80 minutes of selling. Continuous selling. Really, the big support on the Qs is around 314.50, 314.42. So you got a little bit of a doji. Maybe it can build a little base off here, but it's still so weak. It's down 13.4%. It really needs a market to bounce. Natural gas is definitely softened from the highs. Home builders are under pressure. Commercial real estate is also under pressure. GDX has pulled off the highs. Big decline on Home Depot. AI is now coming back down again. Wow. Another low here. Alright, I just picked up some more AI at 21.15. 21.15. My average now is 21.86. 21.86. Just erase that there. I'll have one more ad level around 20.75 just to increase that position. So it is a full position right now on AI. So basically, still looking for about 15 to 30 cents. The volume should start lighting up now. So this is where we could see the market bounce, but again, tech is so weak right now. Spiders are making new lows here. Spiders are still trickling, Russell's trickling, Qs are trickling, so again, no real buying coming in yet. Maybe stocks are starting to price in a recession. AI is trickling a little bit lower here. Spiders are breaking down harder here. AI is now down 15%. Nvidia is trying to bounce a little bit. Apple's still weak. Microsoft's still weak. Dollar's testing the highs. Spiders, Qs are still at the lows. Dixie's surging, making a new high. So it's pushing these markets lower. It's not good for AI because it's pretty much now a market trade. The only positive here for AI is the spiders and Qs have made a big sell and it hasn't taken out this little last level, but it's still so weak. Still very weak. So we need these markets to firm up a little bit for AI to bounce. It's a market trade right now. Everything's a market trade. Alright, the S&P is trying to get a small bounce. Wow, oil's dumping hard. Microsoft's dumping. Tesla's dumping. Tesla long level at 183.30. It's quite a ways away. 183.30. Nvidia just made a new low. Spiders are dumping hard. Take a look at this dump on the spiders. AI is pushing up here, so it's diverging from the market. So as soon as we get a little bit of a bounce in the markets, AI should push up a little bit more now. But these spiders and Qs are dumping hard. Wow. Definitely a big dump. Spiders are trying to bounce now. You are tagging a key 618 retrace around 406.66. We'll see if it can press through that level. Potential 10-minute bottoming tail forming on AI again. Spiders are still trying to bounce. Russell's at the lows. Qs are getting a micro bounce. Apple's at the lows. Now we have a lot of lightning, thunder, rainstorms here, so again, hopefully I don't lose power. I did lose power twice in the morning. Fingers crossed. Spiders are still acting very weak here. Very weak. Trying to bounce a little bit. Apple's at the lows. Nvidia's trying to bounce. So if we get any sort of bounce in the markets, AI should have a little bit of a bounce. Tesla's now down over 3. Palantir, after being up 6% in the pre-market, is down 4. That's a 10% reversal. Nvidia's down 3.4. AMD's down 3.9. Ford's getting wrecked. Amazon's down a couple percentage points. Schwab's down 2.5. AMC's still up. Plug Power's down 6.5. Google's negative. Alright, AI is giving up that bounce yet again. It's now that 10:48. The volume should start to lighten up around this time frame. I will add one more time to AI around 20.75. Dollar's still surging. The dollar is still surging. Oil's at the lows. XOM's under a lot of pressure. Russell's at the lows. Spiders are still very weak. Look at that dollar push up. Seems to be a new fear trade coming in. That's likely signaling something brewing in Europe or Asia. Wow, this dollar is putting in a huge reversal. Oil's still under pressure. Oil's now down 1.3%. 1.3%. Dollar's softening. Spiders are still coming down, so are the Qs. Healthcare is still the leading sector, holding up extremely well. IGV's rolled over. Nike's rolled over. AI's trying to bounce here. Spiders are still not bouncing anywhere here. The Qs are approaching some support at 314.44, 314.44. Dollar's going for its 6th straight reversal candle and positive candle. Tesla's making new lows. Apple, Nvidia. That's the thunder in the background. I believe it is a full moon today as well. So could this be the turning point in the market where we start a new downtrend? Certainly full moons are often a turning point in the markets, both for the upside and the downside. But based off of this dollar movement, it's certainly looking like that could be the case. AI starting to push up a little bit. Come on, one more little push. The markets really haven't bounced yet, so if the markets can get a bounce and help AI, we should see this thing push up even more. It's definitely one of the more oversold names. RSI is starting to uptick and curl up. You did have a little bit of a bullish crossover on the 5-minute RSI intraday. Looking for a 10-minute crossover. Markets are still weak. No bounce yet in the markets. AI is trying to bounce on its own, so we need that final push from the market. Spiders are at some support here. Some support. The bigger level still a tad bit lower. Around 406 Pierce. Dollar still moving to the highs. Potential little doji candle on the 30-minute chart forming on AI. Apple's still at the lows. Tesla's still at the lows. Russell's trickling lower. Qs are also coming down. You've had six red candles in a row to the downside on the Qs. You are coming into some near-term support though around this 314.44 level. Will we get a bounce? That's the big question. Spiders are trying to have a little micro bounce. Nothing too crazy. Spiders are bouncing now. Let's see if we can get some push here on AI. Russell's bouncing. Of course, as the markets bounce, it starts to come down a little bit. AI is being met with selling. Apple's still at the lows. Tesla's still coming lower. Spiders are being met with more sellers. They're still trying to hold on and bounce here, but still a lot of sellers. Maybe a 10-minute bottoming tail on the SPY. Still too early to tell. JP Morgan's bouncing a little bit. China stocks are still under pressure, specifically like Baidu. Volume is lightening up now. So the volume is lightening up. So far on the indice, the spiders, we are only trading a measly 17.52 million. So it's not heavy at all. More selling on AI. Dollar's softening. Markets are still not bouncing. So the spiders did trigger that M-top formation on the hourly chart. Basically, I don't know where the downside, I know where the downside takes you, but the downside would likely not be hit today. It could be hit maybe over the rest of the week, but the downside pattern intraday takes you to about 402.70, 402.70 on the SPY ETF. So I'll actually pull that up just to show you. I'll watch AI on my other screen. But this pattern takes you down. The triggering of this larger pattern breaking this neckline takes you to about 402. Let me just adjust this chart. 402.70. Now will we hit that today? Probably not. But maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I mean, we could hit it today if the market's really sold off, but that's not my base case today. Apple's still at the lows. First Solar is getting demolished here. EPVs responded well. We're long EPV. The Qs just keep going lower and lower and lower. Magnificent selling. Apple's still trickling lower here. Qs are coming into some support. They're about 20 cents away. 314.44 is an hourly chart support level. 314.44. So I have support right here on the Qs. It's actually bouncing just slightly ahead of that. AI is still weak along with the market. The whole market's weak right now. Bitcoin's falling lower. Ethereum, XRP. So we still didn't hit that big support level on the Qs. But it's approaching that level. Spider new lows. Russell's making new lows. There's a Russell gap fill at around 171.79. There's an important gap on the Russell that I'm watching and eyeing up. QQQ's almost hitting that support there. We should see maybe a bounce off there just with the oversold nature of the market. We should see a little bit of a bounce there. Alright, so we're tagging that level right now, penny away. Let's see how good that level is. Markets are just, so they just tagged that support level. And we do have some other stocks on the radar, like Tesla's approaching a major gap at 183.25. 183.25, we can go long Tesla as well. It's not there yet. So look at that level. The Qs are trying to bounce off of that level. It's an hourly chart support. It's an hourly chart support. Let's see if the markets can bounce. Tesla's creeping a little bit lower. Guys, keep Tesla on the radar. We may have another long trade here. Qs are still weak. AI's breaking lower now, peeling away. Spiders are catching a bounce, so notice that support level we gave you on the Qs. They're defending that level right now. Tesla's bounced ahead of our level. AI is trying to have a little bit of a micro bounce. Nothing crazy yet. At least the vertical drop is sort of stopped and slowing. Now the big question is, are we going to put in bearish consolidation? That's what we need to be aware of. Dollar softening, volumes lightening up. Bitcoin is having a huge dump. Coinbase, it'll be interesting to see if Coinbase closes below the daily 200 moving average. Bitcoin's dumping hard here. Ethereum, we shorted that last night as per our alert. Nicely in the money on that trade there. Oh, this AI trade is just watching paint dry right now. It's taking a little bit longer. Definitely not my best trade, but hey, it still might pan out. We'll see if these markets can firm up just a little bit off of this light volume. Tesla still falling into that gap. It's still valid. I'll let you know if I go long Tesla again. Alright, AI is starting to creep up. Let's see if this light volume can help us. Nvidia big bounce. AI is pushing up again. Markets are still trying to hold up. The Qs are bouncing off that level nicely that we gave you. It's a nice little bounce. Spiders are bouncing still. AI is trying to bounce. Did get a 5-minute close on AI above the short-term moving average that we've been stuck grinding below this whole time during the sell-off. Now we are approaching it on a 10-minute basis, the 7-day moving average. At least there's some little bit of signs of hope here. One more little push up in AI. Hopefully we can get it. Spiders are still bouncing. AMD still weak. Light volume should help us. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Should get one more little push up on AI here. Markets are still trying to bounce here. Spiders are still bouncing. Qs are still trying to hold up. Should get one more little push up in this market here. Dollar softening slightly. Volumes lightening up. Qs are seeing some downside though. AMD is seeing some downside continuation. There's no love for AMD. Potential hourly bottoming tail forming on AI. Still very early. Qs are trying to push up still, basically flat on AI. Spiders are pushing up still. Alright guys, I just exited AI here just for basically 21.90, 3-cent gain. I just wanted to pull the profits here. 21.90, 3-cent gain. Wasn't the best trade, but I'm not going to get cute with this market. Just exited for a 3-cent gain. It was a full position, I mean, so I had about 2,400 shares. So whatever that equals. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at, but it's coffee money. Coffee money there. I can always get back in if we retrace lower. But 21.90 sell on AI. So two small winners there. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, they are winners, but I don't want to get cute with this market because we could head lower. Overall, it's been a pretty good day for our shorts. Two winners in the books with Tesla AI. Now, I would be interested in AI retrace again if it came a little bit lower. But on that note, we've been going for quite a long time. I'm going to call the stream to an end. And congrats on the two winners. Obviously, AI took a little bit longer than I anticipated. But needless to say, we still won on the trade. That's the main thing, is that even if we did have a bad technical level, our levels weren't as sharp as they could have been, we still were able to pull off a profitable trade via position management. Okay? So this is just a little bit of an education. Certainly a tough market to trade in, but needless to say, 2 for 2 still in the live stream. 1 win on Tesla, 1 win on AI. I'm still eyeing up that Tesla at that gap fill, especially as we go into the lighter volume. But realistically, at that 183.25 level, you don't want to see Tesla consolidate above that. Basically, this level is still valid in the next 5 minutes if it were to hit it, but you don't want to see Tesla consolidate over that level and form a flag. If it forms a bear flag, this gap fill, don't buy it. It will not be a good level. On that note, congrats on the trades. We'll see you on the charts tomorrow.